Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here again. Early this morning, whoo, 12:37. I told my wife that we were going to live an excellent life, wonderful life. I come from the cotton fields of Mississippi, growing up concerned about getting out of school. Major pastime was girls. I don't know what it is. It's just that boys love girls and girls love boys. And one major desire, and that was to get out of Mississippi. And having left Mississippi, going to college. You know, say you got to get a college degree. My major concern to getting a college degree was to get somewhere, going someplace, getting out of those cotton fields and tobacco fields. And I had my heroes. My heroes were people who were always doing something for those that suffered, the little guy. They were my heroes. I love people like that. In fact, I even act like that. Getting out of college, I went to Chicago, worked in Chicago for a while with the Veterans Administration. Got exposed to a lot of stuff in Chicago. A little different stuff than the cotton fields of Mississippi. But nevertheless, it's the same outcome. So having spent a lot of time acting a fool, meaning concerned about myself only, I started being concerned about the people who were suffering more than myself. Being concerned about that, I began to have some clarity of mind, began to see what was happening. Decided to step a little bit further into the arena and do something about it if I could. You know, when you make decisions like that, some changes come about, some of them good, some of them not so good. You don't know which one they are, but they happen nevertheless. I ended up in the military, divorced. And I wanted to really go to, if there were going to be a war during the Iranian crisis, I wanted to be in it. Maybe by my death, I could save somebody else's life. But it wasn't a battle. And so I ended up just being part of the fleet. Ended up not really enjoying the military because our commander-in-chief was Ronald Reagan. And Ronald Reagan had a reputation of not caring about everybody. And not caring about everybody caused a lot of pain and suffering. Me, caring about everybody, I didn't want to have be associated with that. I didn't want to be wearing the United States uniform with a president who shows that he's concerned about some and shows that he's not concerned about others. I mean, it's nothing that you have to guess, you see it. So that being the case, I decided not to take orders. Ended up in the Brigs in the Philippines, but there was something that happens being in the brig. There was something that happened by making that choice, and there was something that happened by sticking to it. I found joy in my life. I mean, I felt like all of the persecution that came at me and on me because of what I was doing, woo-wee, it was lovely. Anyway, having come back to the States, being released from the military, I just knew that the people of America were just waiting for somebody who was excited about seeing a changed system, just excited about making a difference in the world, or in America, especially the people that suffered. There was no doubt in my mind. And especially the group that was around my age, 30? Man, we were ready. We should have been ready by the age of 30. So let's start dealing with the realities of things. And let's start, I came and started making that conversation, started doing what I could at that point in time, and ended up meeting a young lady that impressed me that she would be dynamic for this mission. And we talked, and we decided to do this mission together. And so she's been by my side ever since. But the lifestyle I promised her the world, that we were all going to live the world. But ladies and gentlemen, what happened was this: because my concern for the rest of society, I put myself in the boat with the rest of society. You know, part of the society got things going on. There's the other part that doesn't. My concern about the changes is focused on the people that don't. Now, I know I can't be really expressing no concern about people that don't if I got some. Why do I say that? Because I know that people that got some ain't doing nothing for folks that don't have some. So I made that choice. I'm working with this problem, and it works for me, it works for you. It works for you, it works for me. And so in making that decision, my wife and I have had 4 children, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? Education. I know how important education is. All of you need to get out of high school and go to a trade school or go to whatever kind of school, the professional school that would help you to be better at whatever it is. And you should have no problems, whether it's money or living facilities or nothing. All of society should be designed in such a way to help you to be the best that you can be. Because producing the best that you can be is going to give us the service of the best that we can actually need and want and deserve and serve us. Goodness gracious. And so this is what I strive for. So when my kid aging to go to college, where everybody else who might be going to college got some kind of money somewhere, or that we're getting into debt that's hurting them, all of this trying to go to college. But because of the choices I made, my choice is if I haven't changed society, then I don't have money to send my kids to college. So my oldest boy here, want to get out of high school, ready to go to college, but dad ain't got no money for that. Then my second son, get out of high school, want to go to college, but dad ain't got no money. Why? Because society is not free to go to college. And I'm speaking for society, and I'm real. I'm talking to people out here. My kids need to go to college. Now, just everybody who take this stance and say we're going to go away the system, they don't mind going into debt. They don't mind sacrificing for their kids to go to college. They don't mind not living. They don't mind being a slave for that. But there's another way of living, ladies and gentlemen, that does not require all of that. And it can bring all of you in to live like you're living in paradise. And nobody's above anybody. So that's what I've been seeking. So my next child, daring, ready, bold to go to college, ready, honor student, ready to go to college. Enter, but then dad ain't got no money to keep you there. Woo! And now my baby girl, graduating in a couple of weeks now. And she's interested in theater and stuff like that. And I mean, she's wonderful, godly. Woo! In this whole household, she seems to pay more interest in going to college than all of them. I mean, she chosen a school in Chicago, and she's really looking forward to it. And every time we sit here and she talks, and I can see her. And I can remember when I was her age, getting out of high school. And you can remember when you were getting out of high school, your ambition, your dreams, what you were looking for. Many of us didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know what was going to offer. We knew we couldn't go to college, so here we were. But here she is as ambition as she can be. And here I am listening to her, feeling her. But at the same time, I got no more money right now than I did when her oldest brother was getting to college. Because I'm still out here with those of us who don't have the resources to deal with college according to the system's requirement. And I'm doing it, ladies and gentlemen. She sit there and she's talking to me about it. Like the tears swell up in my head because I can't say this to her. I can't rain on her ambition. I can't rain on her dream. But like the tears just want to run down my face, and I just want to turn my head away because I don't want her to see the tears. And what I feel about the education that she's being denied, ladies and gentlemen, is the same thing that I feel about the education that you are being denied. And those of you who have gotten into the system and so far in debt, those of you who got a degree in slinging hamburgers, those of you who got a degree in trying to work and can't still enjoy life. Oh my God, my God, my God. And it tears me up. It tears me up. It tears me up, ladies and gentlemen, because it doesn't have to be. There is another way of living. Another way of living that eliminates all of that. And it brings you to the top, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing better than you having your dreams met. And who is you? You. Who is you? Who are you? You are everyone. Everyone. If there are 8 billion people in the world, when I say you, I'm talking about 8 billion people. There's nothing wrong with you having your dreams met. And it's easy for your dreams to be met. You have to learn something different than what you've been taught, ladies and gentlemen, what you've been taught in the systems of the world that allows the stuff to happen amongst you. Where you get upset, you protest, and the state, the city send cops to beat you because you are not satisfied with what's going on in your life, and you're trying to make a statement to them, and they're going to beat you because they don't like the way you're protesting. Not thinking about resolving your problems. And you got leaderships up there that you probably voted for who come back and tell you, well, I'm done the best I can. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not need anybody making decisions for us. Let me tell you the secret to making a decision. You make sure that you make the best decision in every situation. What is the best decision? The best decision is that decision that causes pain to nobody. I won't say the least number of people. I say no one. And works for everyone. I'm not going to say work for the most of them. No, it works for everybody. If it doesn't work for some people, let it be them that say, oh, that doesn't bother me. But never let us say, well, don't worry about it, we get ours. No, never that. So what we are saying, ladies and gentlemen, the best thing we can do is protect one another. Protect one another. It's simple. Let us guarantee to one another that we're not going to let anything mess with us. Because we know the moment they start dividing us is the day we start dying. And so we know what we want. We want our food and clothing and shelter. These things are for survival needs. So every last one of us want that. Every last one of us need that. And every last one of us must have that. And it's a simple way. I'm going to tell you later of how to make that happen. Every last one of us want that education. I've mentioned it before. Let me mention it again. And everybody wants health care from the womb to the tomb. We don't want us to get sick. And if we get sick, Lord knows we sure don't want to go through any pain. And if it's possible for us to deal with that situation so that we never have to go through it, then let's deal with that. But we can only it can only happen if we can assure that to every last one of us. Because once we do that, then it has the total power of all of us behind it. And like we got that vaccine for that virus, that corona, we're behind fixing this problem for all of us. And what does that mean when we got food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, and education and don't have to worry about it? That means we got peace in our life. We got prosperity. We got freedom. We got joy. Our dreams are being fulfilled. And these things are coming to us. And the question I ask people might ask, how do you achieve that? We achieve that by recognizing that all of the resources of the earth belong to a power that we can't see. It doesn't belong to Standard and this one and that one whose names are on it. It belongs to a power we can't see. Which means there's no one that can actually claim it. There are systems that set up in such a way that allows it to exist this way because somebody's profiting and somebody's suffering and somebody don't care about the suffering. But the truth of the matter is that belongs to everybody. And we have discovered what's essential for our lives. For who? All of us. So who benefits from these resources? Every last one of us. So if we benefit, let us engage ourselves in one way, one form or fashion to make sure that we produce enough of that, an abundance of whatever it is that we have decided is essential. And each of us engage ourselves, our gifts in the process. Not we do what we have been given that gives us our greatest joy. You heard me say it 1,000 times. And we just having a ball doing what we came onto the earth to do, and all of the stuff is coming back. There's no room to contain it. The rest of the world is learning because of what we are doing. All my friends, my sisters and my brothers. Oh, I thought they were going to jump for it. I thought when I came back talking that stuff, they were going to jump for it, just like they jumped for Donald Trump. Now, they knew Donald Trump was lying. I'm telling you stuff that you want. Been to prison trying to, just to, so you can say, hey, baby, it's worth me going to prison just to tell you I ain't playing with you, just to let you know I know what I'm talking about. I'll stand up there and say, hey, if you don't listen, I'll pay the price. Because I know what I'm talking about is real. And I'm trying to get you to see that it is the hardest thing in the world to do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a stone gas because I know that the problems of the world are that simple to solve. I know the Republican Party has gone with Trump. I know that. And I know that it's built on lies and all other stuff that we have been taught is evil. And I know that the other that you're being offered by the Democrats is more of the same that you've already received. I've noticed that they are talking about a few changes here and a few changes there. And I can't believe that you're considering, especially black people and people of color, of accepting anything that they have to offer like that. In especially in light of the fact what we have seen, the message, the story that comes from the life and death of George Floyd. Especially when it's been acknowledged that, yes, we finally want to say you've been a second-class citizen for over 400 years, and it would take over 120 years of you getting everything you want to come anywhere close to where white people have come to. And you sitting there talking to them when you got legislators in Washington, D.C. who are standing up against you, don't give a think about you, where you got legislators in the various states within this United States of America who are making decisions right now to take away your voice. And somebody seems to be waiting around till the time for you to vote before you do something about it. When these turkeys start talking about that crazy stuff, you're supposed to make it sure, make it certain, right then and there, that you are protecting one another, and there's no way that any crap like that can ever be pulled. Because we are coming together to get you out. We don't need you to make decisions. You are crooked, you are lied, we don't need you. We know what we want, and it's not a big decision to make. And anybody that goes to any political position to represent us is going to do what we've given them to do, not to make decisions for us. No, baby, we make decisions for all of us. Why? Because the basic decisions that it works for one, works for all, for us all. Man, and stuff like that, hey, it's no big problem. I think I'll leave this here. I didn't plan to go this far, but it got here. I'll talk to you later.